Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm. Today I'd like to tell you how to get your soil tested for your garden.
The thing to figure out when you're first getting started is what kind of nutrients are in your soil and if they're lacking in anything. So it's really easy to go to like either one of your garden centers or Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can buy a simple home soil sample kit, and you can do a little bit of your soil in this kit and it will tell you if it's lacking in things like nitrogen or phosphorus or any other, like some of the micronutrients that some plants need to grow. You might have too much nitrogen in your soil, and a lot of times when perennials have too much nitrogen in them, they'll wind up getting beautiful green leaves, but they won't have any blooms because of that. So you're going to want to find out if your soil is good. You can also send out a soil sample to your local cooperative extension, and most states have one of these, and I'm going to put a link below that lists a whole bunch of cooperative extensions state by state that you may want to send your soil sample to, and then they'll send you back like all this info about whether your nitrogen's too high, is your phosphorus too low, and they're going to send you recommendations on certain amendments to add if you need to, and this will help your flowers to thrive. Now, if you have a lot of plants on your property right now and it seems like the bulk of them are flowering and they're flourishing and you don't have too many issues, chances are you probably don't have to do a soil test because it seems like things are kind of rocking and rolling already. But if you notice that there's a lot of areas in your garden where you've got a lot of perennials, a lot of flowers that are coming up, you're not getting the blooms that you like, the plants just don't look healthy, it's probably a really good idea to just do one of these soil tests. So the soil that I have here in my New Jersey farm is pretty good. It's not clay and it's not sandy, so it's pretty good at letting that water drain right out. And that's really important, guys, to know what type of soil that you have. So some people have super sandy soil, and what happens with that is when you have a plant that you water, the water seems to kind of go right through it, sometimes before the plant even gets a chance to capture that moisture. And then other people have what's known as clay soil, and clay soil, a lot of times it feels kind of silky to the touch, but what happens is that has a hard time draining. So a lot of times the water that you give to your plant stays there and it doesn't drain through it, and sometimes it causes mildew and fungal issues. So it's a really good idea to figure out what type of soil that you have first. And a really easy way to do it is to just like grab a cup full of it from a couple different areas of your garden, bring it to your local garden center because they're the experts, and chances are they might even be able to just kind of feel it and say, oh wow, you have you have really sandy soil, and you might want to amend it with some of these products, because sometimes you can amend your soil to make it so it's a better fit for the plants that you want to grow. So some plants do better with sandy soil, other plants do better with clay soil, some plants do better with soil that's just kind of regular and it has like well-drained soil, which is kind of like what we're dealing with here. Here's an easy way to do a soil test to see if you have well-drained soil. You're going to dig a hole about 12 to 18 inches wide and deep, it doesn't have to be exact, and you're going to fill it with water all the way through. And once that water drains, you're going to wind up filling it again to the top, and then you're going to wait to see how long it takes the water to drain out. Well-drained soil will usually drain about an inch an hour. But if you find that that water runs right through it, chances are you have sandy soil. If the water stays at the top for a long time, chances are you have clay soil. I put an article and links below to tell you how to amend your soil if it's sandy or if it's clay. If you're going to bring a soil sample into like your garden center, make sure that when you gather the soil, you don't just bring over your mulch, because that's a different story. So what I do is I come down and I'm going to remove the mulch before I dig down to that soil, because I don't really want a mulch sample, I want a soil sample. So I'm going to get rid of that mulch that I have here, and then I'm going to start chopping up into the actual soil. I'm going to go down a couple inches because I want to make sure it's a true sample. And then I'm going to start gathering up my soil sample. I'm actually going to dig down just a little bit more because once again I want to make sure that I'm not just giving them a whole bunch of mulch barks in there. So let's go down a couple inches just so that we get a true picture of what type of soil that we have. And then you could just bring the sample to your local garden center and see what they think. Sometimes they could just figure it out by feeling it. Thank you so much for joining us in this video, and please say hi to us over on my Cranberry Fields Instagram page. You can also find us on TikTok And I made a whole bunch of podcasts for you. You can find those wherever you listen to your podcast. And please also let me know where you're viewing this from in this great, big, beautiful world. I love to see how our flower tribe is growing around the globe each week. Also check out our Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, because there's thousands of gardeners from all over the world, and they're asking and answering loads of garden questions over there. And know that YouTube has allowed me to have a super thanks button attached to this channel. And if you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee or let us know if you appreciate these videos, that would be terrific. Or you could just give us a like or a comment below. I would appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video.